There's nothing wrong with wanting to be a multimillionaire. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be healthy and have a nice home and take care of your family. But the system will tell you that you have to work, you have to be an employee. When you realize that the way to make money, the way to liberate yourself, isn't through the ways of the system. It's not through a 9 to 5. It's through self-development. It's through the understanding of the game. It's through understanding how the system works and understanding how to exploit the system to your advantage, because there's loopholes that were created intentionally by people that created the rules of the system that you abide by. I don't know about you, but in my book, in my opinion, I can't lose, because losing is something that is designed for people that quit and for people that fail. I don't fail. I learn. I reevaluate. I analyze. I cross-examine. I fine-tune. I refine my craft. So if you couldn't fail because failure is not an option, because failure isn't real, who would you become? Who would you be? Who's holding you back? Who's telling you you can't? You? Or is it the programming inside of you? Maybe it ain't you.
Luke, how do I make $1 million? What are the tips and tricks and secrets in order to get to the next level in my career, in order to get to the next level in my business? Secrets, tips. What the f are you talking about, my brother? You're focused on the wrong thing. You're focused on the $1 million. No wonder you're unhappy. You're focused on that which you cannot control. No wonder you can't achieve anything. Now, there's a verse in the Bible that says, "Do not be fooled. God cannot be mocked. As a man sows, so shall he also reap." Now, what does this mean? This means that for everything that you input, you will output in equal proportion. How foolish would it be for a farmer to look at the soil, stare at the soil 24/7, curse at the soil, expecting fruit when he has planted nothing, when he has not carefully watered and supervised the growth of his labor? It is stupid. Yet we do the exact same thing in our own lives. We expect a result without putting anything in. We expect an output that we cannot control, yet that which we can control, which is the input, we do not focus on. My friend, if you want to get to the next level in your career, let me tell you one thing. You must not be focused on the next level of your career. You must be focused on the input, that which you can control. So let me ask you, what can you control today? Well, you can control when you show up. You can control how much you work. You can control the quality of your labor. You can control the quality of your relationships. You can control what you input into your ears, what you input into your mind. But nobody wants to focus on that because it requires too much patience. My friend, patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet. The reason you are unhappy is because you want something that you have not worked. You want something that you have not earned. And that which you earn will come to you in due time and in due process. But you must be focused on putting in the hours, the energy, the attention, the dedication in order to receive that which you want. You look at the podium and you look at these champions receive trophies and medals, and you assume that they just landed there. You just assume that they just achieved greatness by chance, by luck. There is no such thing as luck, only probabilities. So as you increase your input, you increase your probabilities. So my friend, my question to you today is, what are you inputting into your life? Because where you are today is completely based on the input of your life. Period. There is no debating on this thought. It's very simple. Isaac Newton said it. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So that which you input, you will receive in equal proportion. It's very straightforward. It is a universal law, and these universal laws are unflexible. They are unbendable. You cannot get past them. Do not be fooled. God cannot be mocked. That which a man sows, so shall he also reap. Walk with power, walk with truth. That's my data set for you guys. Peace.
YOLO, you only live once. The question is, how do you live that one time? Now, if I take you to an old retirement home, if I take you to a hospital, you will witness, it's very palpable. You can feel it in the air. It's very dense, the pain of regret. This regret usually comes from a lifestyle that is massively hedonistic, a lifestyle that is massively promiscuous, that has no limitations, no boundaries, and instills zero discipline. Most people live this lifestyle because they think that they're never gonna have to pay the piper, that they're never gonna have to pay the bill for the decisions of their life, for the actions of their life. The pressure of life will crush you. Now the question is, will it wield a diamond or not? And all of that has to do from the source by which that pain comes from. Now, if you instill discipline, it is painful, right? Not having to hang out with certain people, having to establish a routine, having to establish healthy eating habits, saying, hey, no, I'm not going out tonight because I got things that I need to accomplish in order to live a life that is not full of regret. You need to understand that you must be willing to suffer today to become something tomorrow, instead of having anything you want today and having to pay the bill tomorrow. And I promise you, that bill is very expensive. So ask yourself, what's the life I want? What's the life that I want to live? And what am I willing to sacrifice so I don't have to deal with the regret and the bullshit of the future? Am I willing to have the pain of discipline? Or will I deal with the pain of regret? The choice is yours. You got one life. It's all on you.
Hey, Luke, I want to be successful. How do I get to the next level? How do I become a successful entrepreneur? Let me ask you a question. What is success? How do you define success? I've seen so many stories of people try to embody the belief system and the definition of success that other people have put on them, that once they achieve that certain thing, they realize, oh shit, this wasn't for me. This wasn't what I defined as success. So let me ask you a question. What do you define as your symphony of success? What does that look like for you? Because it looks differently for every person. Let me give you an example. You see so many families that are like these lineages of doctors or these lineages of business owners, and eventually this black sheep comes in and says, I don't want to do that. And everybody loses their mind because they're trying to box you up as to what you're supposed to be, what you're supposed to think, who you're supposed to operate under. And in reality, that is a fabric and a construct that they want to impose on you. I know women that to them being successful is being a stay-at-home mom and being a good stay-at-home mom. I know guys that make $5,000 a month, and to them that's ultimate success because they are doing what they wanted to do. They are becoming who they said they wanted to become. So let me ask you again, what is the symphony of success in your life?
Where you are in life right now is exactly where you chose to be, whether you believe it or not, whether you accept it or not. That is the reality of the situation. There's a plethora of opportunity, access, and information out there for you to become successful, for you to build the life that you want. But the truth is that you don't think it's possible and that you're comfortable with the life that you have. Therefore, you live and operate accordingly. So if the life that you have is the life that you chose and where you are right now is by choice, where's your video game character right now? Where have you positioned it to be? Oh yeah, but my life, my parents, third world country. I'm from a third world country. Look at me now. What? You can't do it. Who's holding you back? The system, the ideology, the culture, all that stuff, bro. If you want to become a high-tier individual and if you want to live life on your own terms and be the wielder of your future, then you need to start moving with intention. You need to start moving and operating with a lot of power. You need to move as if you own this place. And you will, because if somebody else was able to do it and somebody else was able to be successful in the past, why can't you be that person? So where you are right now in life, whether you believe it or not, is where you chose to be. And that is the truth. So ladies and gentlemen, where do you want to be?